Hi, are you dealing with a heartache that you can't quite get past? Or maybe it's something in your past that anytime you think about dating or maybe it's a job and you had a bad experience in the past, so now you're trying to start fresh, but there's something holding you back. Well, guess what? Today we're going to discuss that with Michael Losier. I am Carol C.C. Miller, your positivity trainer, peace activator, and global hugger, coming to you today on This Is Life, Beautiful and Messy. Our whole intention behind this show is to heighten celebrations and lessen sorrows through a positive focus. So today, my guest, and I've had him on before, and I will have him on again. I just told him before we went live, he has carte blanche to come on anytime he likes because he's the best trainer I know on any topic. So welcome, Michael Losier, today to the show. And we're going to be talking about, although he has several books, and we've talked about them in the past, today we're going to be talking about his work with the emotion code. And specifically, I think we're going to be talking about the heart wall that I'm not that familiar with. So, Michael, welcome.
Hey, everybody, welcome. Thanks for having me back, Carol. And what a great feedback we had from the first Facebook Live show that we did. But today's very special, you know. I loved how you opened up and said, do you think there's a past relationship that you had that's created the other relationships that you've been in, like that kind of scenario? And so today we're going to help people understand why that's happened, why they're not finding love, why they're still in heartache and heart pain. And it's all about the heart and the heart wall. And the heart wall is a wall around your heart. So we're going to talk about that today. So thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, thank you. And I forgot to mention, of course, as you know, I'm a big hugger. So if anybody's in need of a virtual hug, put your name in and where you're joining us from. And of course, ask any questions as well. And we'll try to include them in.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, we're sending high vibes here today on the positivity topic that we're doing. And we're talking about the emotion code. So I'm excited to be here as well.
Yeah, so could you explain first, just give a brief understanding of what the emotion code is itself?
Sure. Well, first I want to give a shout out to Dr. Bradley Nelson. He's the inventor of the process called the Emotion Code Body Code. He's also the author of the book. Now, this book, I've just cherished it so much. I read it over and over and over again. It's changed my lives and hundreds of people's lives through me, through him. So boy, he like double clicked on me and I've just spread it. You know, I even do a show dedicated with my friend John. If you're looking for John today, unfortunately, I think I might have given John the wrong time and he's not here, but we're going to come back with John and I. We're the Emotion Code Bros. So if you're looking for John, I acknowledge that he's not with us, but we're going to, Carol said we can come back. We'll have something fun for you today. So it's about the emotion code. Now, first, the whole premise of the emotion code is about emotions, and particularly ones that are trapped emotions. Now, a trapped emotion is an unprocessed negative emotion. So whenever we have an experience, now today we're talking about the heart wall, so we'll narrow about relationships. When you were in a relationship and there was something that happened in the relationship that got you to feel like abandonment or jealousy or anger, you know, well, matter of fact, there's 60 of them. They're right behind me. You don't need to look at them all, but just to show you, I have a mini chart in front. There's 60 of them. So that relationship, when it got bad or worse at the end, the negative this is so important, listen, the negative emotions that you experienced in that relationship, you took them on. You know, Carol, sometimes people, they say, oh, I carry stress in my back. Guess what? You carry all of these in your body. But we're used to saying, oh, I carry my stress in my back, or I carry my anxiety in my shoulders, right? So this isn't a foreign subject, but really understanding that they are. And so back to the example. Someone's in a relationship. It's not going good. All the negative emotions that happen are now lodged in someone's body at different body parts. And your subconscious mind remembers everything. First is the conscious mind. I'm talking to Carol. You're watching me. Hello, have a great day. Very conscious of all of that. I picked up a book. I'm waving my hand, very conscious. That is 0.00001% of our entire brain. People think it's 10%. It's not even near 10%. The rest of our brain is like a file folder. It's called the subconscious mind, like a subfolder. And that's all the old files, all the stuff you've ever learned, touched, tasted, and smelled.
You know what I love about that, Michael, is even when you call it the subfolder, it's like how many times do we take something we're working on right now and then we stick it in a folder on our computer
Yeah.
And the information's, a year later is no longer valid, but we still keep it there because we don't go back and clean out our folders. So this is kind of a cleaning out those old folders.
It is, yes. So today we're going to talk about the heart wall. The heart wall means a wall around your heart, and it's a wall of these. Imagine that. It's a wall around that, and it's stopping you from sending and receiving love because you've protected yourself with these. Okay, so that's what the heart wall is. And it'll be made up of different experiences from different relationships that you have that created all those, and there's 60 of them. But here's what we're going to do today. You're going to witness the emotion code session. So I'm an emotion code practitioner, and I'm going to be using, well, Carol, I think let's do a quickie teaching module of the 7 key elements, and then we'll just do a session.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So if you have heartache, or you're lonely, or you're single, or you're rageful in relate, or you know about that relationship 21 years ago that messed you up. I know that you know that I know that you know about it. Then you're going to understand how it's shaping your life. Now, imagine these negative trapped emotions, Carol, as orange cones on the highway. When you see an orange cone or in a shopping mall, what does it mean? Don't come here, avoid it, go around it, you better slow down. So in our desire to be in a loving relationship, we say that in our conscious head. Oh, I'd love to have an ideal boyfriend or girlfriend, very consciously. And your subconscious mind says, oh, you can forget that. Because you've got a couple of these negative trapped emotions wrapped around your heart, and you'll never be able to get it. These are the orange cones for you to find your ideal mate. And your subconscious mind remembers everything. But here's the good news. We can ask your subconscious mind the questions. We can say, okay, subconscious mind, if you remember everything, what's causing me to have this kind of issue? Your subconscious mind says, well, I can't tell you which one it is unless you ask me a yes or no question. So I can't say, what's my favorite color? I said, no, won't tell you that. You can say it's my favorite color, yellow, blue, red, and when you find it. So just briefly, there's possible 60 trapped emotions wrapped around your heart. It's called a heart wall. It's a wall around your heart. And I'm going to be able, through the use of muscle testing, now this is an agreement that I have with my subconscious mind. Yes, you can, it says, yes, Michael, you can ask me questions, but how am I going to show you what a yes is and what a no is? It being my subconscious mind. Let's do this. Let's put my finger with the attempt to break through. So, and when it's a yes, don't let me break through. That's my agreement. So I'm doing this. So watch this. See, I'm not pinching them, but it's just lazy. This finger's lazy. So this is called muscle testing. Am I Michael? Yes. Do I have a pink shirt on? No. In other words, I can ask myself all kinds of questions. It's a lie detector,
Okay.
Did I have enough protein for breakfast today? I didn't. Did I have enough water today? I did. So and I don't know if I had enough protein or not. My subconscious mind knows everything. So back to subconscious mind. It knows which one of these are in the way for you to find love. But you don't want to have to go through all of them. So you're going to say to your subconscious mind, I'm going to use my muscle testing. When I find it, let me know. Is it this? Pretend I'm going down the list. Is it one, two, this one, this one, this one? No, 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 no. Is it this? There, it's right there. Thank you. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a bingo. We're looking to have it lock in. And I'm going to go through the list. Now, we're going to do a quick little training session, Carol. For people that are going to be listening to this, we are going to show them the 7 keys. Here is key number 1. Say it when you see it.
Emotion code chart.
That's right. It's a emotion code chart developed by Dr. Bradley Nelson, author of this book. There's 60 of them, and they're all represented by different organs. For example, everything in row 1 is related to the heart or the intestine. Everything in row 2 is related to the stomach. So that might be interesting as well. There are 60 of them. It's called the emotion. Yep.
The emotion code chart. And so I was going to post a picture, but it's obviously not allowing me to do that in comments right now. But you could Google emotion code chart if you wanted to see it.
Yeah.
He does things fairly quickly, so it's kind of hard to follow the chart along with his work. But it is a fascinating chart, and I can post it after we end, but for some reason it's not allowing me to post it.
You can look for it. They can search it online. It's all good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look here. So number 1, the emotion code chart. Number 2, so we have a chart. Number 2, we're going to be using
Muscle testing, which you just showed.
That's right. So I'm going to use my muscle testing and the emotion code chart together. Nice combination. Now, I just can't go do it for people. I have to become their
proxy.
That's right. And just like voting, a proxy means I'm going to do it on your behalf. If you can imagine, Carol, you've heard the expression, we're all connected, we're all one. Well, there's some truth in that. Imagine that you and I are connected by this little vibrational thread. And I'm thinking, Carol, I can be your proxy. On your behalf, I can ask your subconscious mind via muscle testing on the emotion code chart. You see how these are all tying in now? Boom, yeah. Proxy. Now, before we do anything, we like to know, well, how serious is this problem? How serious is your heartache or your anxiety or your loneliness? And we say,
severity from 1 to 10. 1, not much, 10 being severe.
Yeah, 10
and again, this is the subconscious. It's not like if it's a 10, I would think personally, consciously, I would be crying my eyes out right now saying, Michael, I can't do this. But my subconscious might still say it's a 10.
That's right. It's saying it's a 10. It's pretty severe. You haven't had a date in 10 years and nobody likes you and blah, whatever. That's how you measure severity. It's like, you know what? I don't have a relationship. I keep attracting the same kind of men and women over and over. Like, that's severity. It doesn't have to be physical pain. It just means what a mess, what a challenge. Severity, it is a 10. Then, before we do a session, of course, I would need to have
permission.
That's right. You say, so, and Carol's giving me intended permission because we've already talked about doing this, but I'll still get her permission. And then, so here's what's going to happen. Carol's going to say, Michael, find it. I'm going to use muscle testing. I'm going to say, Carol's subconscious mind, tell me which one of these are stopping, and we're going to do a session with Carol, that are stopping her from receiving and sending love. Is it this one, this one, this one? Oh, it's right there. Good. Now, if we still got you online, listen to what happens next. When I identify the trapped emotion that's stuck within Carol to cause a decision, it leaves her body, and remember, we are at a distance. I'm in Western Canada on a small island. She's in Chicago. Big distance. As soon as my brain says, yes, boom, that's it right there. It leaves Carol, and then it resides above my head, and I can't prove it. Although I can prove it if I didn't use a magnet. So this magnet is strong, and it's just a household magnet. I just happen to have a long one because it fits in my hand. I do this a few times, and it dilutes the energy. If I didn't have the magnet, I could cry. I could cry because I've taken on, so that's why we do the magnet. I find it, I delete it. Just like, would this delete a file folder on your computer? If you had it on an old disk? Yeah, it would. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's strong enough to get rid of the old files. It's strong enough to get rid of the trapped emotion. That's what comes in.
The magnet.
The magnet, little household magnet. And then the last part, very important, it is the fuel that plugs me in to do this work. It is
hydrated practitioner.
That's right. So lots of water. This is like, I'm drinking like 3 and 4 liters of water a day, but it is the fuel. It's,
And I also wanted to add, Michael, we discussed this the first time you were on about the emotion code, that my participation, like I could not believe this to be true and it's still going to work. Or so it has nothing to do with my conscious thoughts about energy work.
Yeah. You know what? Our conscious stuff is stuff, it's over here. Yip, 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 yip. And the subconscious mind is doing everything, right? Yeah. And it's, and it's trying to give you messages all the time, but we think we know it all, that little conscious mind.
Yeah.
So right now, I could be asking questions and your conscious mind might want to answer, but it's not right. Your subconscious mind's right.
Yeah. Sylvia is joining us from London, and she says it's very hot there. It's a beautiful day in Chicago, Sylvia. So I got my windows open.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good stuff. So, Carol, I think we should begin a session. So,
okay, let's do it.
Yeah, and traditionally it could be a longer session, but we're going to do maybe 10. I'm going to find the first 10 and then go slow and people can understand the process. So very first step in the process is hydration. So I'm going to talk to my own subconscious because in my head, I'm hydrated. Yeah, I'm hydrated, but that's my conscious mind going yip, 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 yip. But I'm going to find out the truth. So I'm going to use muscle testing and say, am I hydrated enough? What's the answer? It's slipping through. No, I'm not. Should I have more water? Yes. Okay, so that's my subconscious mind. That's the boss. Do I have enough water? Yes. Do I need to drink more? No. Am I hydrated enough? Yes. Okay. And am I Michael Losier? Yes. Am I Carol Miller? No. Am I connected to Carol Miller? No. Am I me? Yes. So right now, first thing, I've got enough water. I'm hydrated enough. I know I've got Carol's permission. So I'm just going to get grounded and just with the intention of connecting with Carol. So you'll see, this is a no, no, no. Am I Carol? No. Okay. With Carol's intended permission or implied, I'm going to be connecting with Carol. There we go, right there. So right now, am I connected with Carol Miller? Am I Michael? No. Am I Peter, Paul, Mary, Michael, Carol Miller? There we go. Is she in New York? No. Is she in Chicago? Yeah. So I could find out what color socks she has on right now, what kind of shoes she has on. I can ask all the questions, but I can't say. I would say, is it blue, green, yellow, blue? Oh, there we go. Does everybody get it? Right now, I'm not Michael, although you hear my voice. Right now, I'm Carol. So I'm going to ask my subconscious mind, my mind being Carol's mind. She doesn't need to say anything now. She could go actually type emails if she wanted to right now. I'm connected to her subconscious mind. I'm going to ask her subconscious mind, do I have a heart wall? What's the answer, Carol? Yes, I have a heart wall. Good. Can I reduce 10 of the trapped emotions causing the heart wall today? Is there more? Yes. Will 10 be good for an example? Yes. So I've got, there's 10. Now I have the chart behind me. I have it in front of me, and it's made up of 2 columns because I need to find one of them. But I don't want to go through all 60, so watch what I do. Okay, I'm just going to double check. Am I Michael? No. I'm Carol, yes. And I'm looking for heart walls. Is the first heart wall in column A? It's not. Is it column B? Oh, it's in B. Okay, we've narrowed it down by 50%, right? Is column B, is it an even row? No, it's odd. So now we did that by 50%. See how fast we're getting? So let's confirm, Carol. Are we row A? Are we column A? No, we're column B, and we're even odd. So we're B odd. Now we've only got 3 boxes. Is it 1, 3? See what happened? It's 3. So now we've narrowed it down to B3. Now there's 5 emotions there. Which one is it? Is it confusion, defensiveness? It's grief. Okay. So we found a trapped emotion of grief. And how old was I? Was I under 40, 30? Was I 30, 31, 32, 33, 34? So I had an experience in my life when I was 34 that caused grief in my life, and that grief is lodged, and now it is an orange cone that's stopping me from sending and relieving love because that grief is wrapped around my heart. So let's just confirm. So I have a heart wall of grief. Can I release it? Boom. I just got it right now. Take a magnet. I'm going to dilute it 3 times. Did I release it? Yes. Is there another one? Yes. A even, a odd, a row even, row odd, be even. Oh, it's row B and it's even. So even would be, is it row 2, 4? Oh, it's row 4. It's B4. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? So it's panic. So you had an event with panic. Was it from the same relationship as the last one? Yes, the same. So panic from the same event as the last one. You might know who I'm talking about. So release panic. Good. And I don't know anything about Carol's past. I don't need to know. Her subconscious mind is telling me everything. Where's the next heart wall? Even, a odd, be even, 2, 4. Stubbornness. It's a heart wall of stubbornness. Was it from the same time, same events as before? Yes. Do I need to know more? I'm releasing stubbornness. Heart wall of stubbornness. Where's the next heart wall? Is it row B? Is it row A? Column A? Is it A even, A odd, B even? It's column B even. Is it 2, 4, 6? Is it pride, shame, shock, unworthy, worthless? Do I need to know more? No. So I'm releasing the heart wall of worthless. We don't need to know where it came from. Is the next one A even, A odd, B even? Is it 2? Is it failure? Do I need to know more? I do. Was I under 40? Yes. Was I under 30? Yes. Was I under 20? No. Was I over 20? Was I 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29? I was 28, 29, 30, 29. I was 29 with failure. Do I need to know more? So releasing that trapped emotion when I was 29. A even, a odd, be even, be odd, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Rejection. Was I 29? Same event? Yes. Releasing rejection. That makes sense, right? Victoria's not having fun with us today. A even, a odd, be even, be odd, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's grief. Is it mine? My dad's, my mom's grief. So now this is grief that your mom had that got passed on to you. So we're going to release your mom's grief. I'm going to do that a few more times. A even, a odd, be even, be odd. A even, a odd, be even, be odd. Be odd, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's more grief. So you can see all this grief is stacked up. Is it mine, my dad's, my mom's, my grandmother? Grandmother 5. So 5 generations ago, a grandmother had grief that got passed on to you. So these are all heart walls that we're getting rid of. A even, a odd, be even, be odd. Be odd, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. More grief. Is it mine, my dad's, my mom's, my grandmother's? Heart wall of grief. Which one? Grandmother 10's heart wall of grief. Releasing that. Releasing the heart wall of grief. Grandmother 10. Even, a odd, be even, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Panic. Do I need to know more? Releasing the heart wall of panic. Okay, so here's what we'll do, Carol. We're going to measure how severe the heart wall was. That means how severe the protection was from you. So we're going to go scale of 1 to 10, 10 being severe. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm asking my subconscious mind, what was the severity of the protective wall around my heart? Was it a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3? Okay, not big at all, so this is good. It was a 3, and where is it now? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know what, let's just finish it, right? So now we brought it from a 3 to a 1. Well, you're the hugging queen, of course you're low on that. So even, I be even, 2, 4, 6, pride, shame, shock, unworthy, heart wall of unworthy. Be even, be odd, even, I odd, 1, 3, heart wall, sadness. Even, I odd, be even, be odd. Even, I odd, be even, be odd. Am I done? Oh, I knew that was close. Am I done? Yes. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's the severity of my heart wall? Is it 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? There's still more. Are they hidden? Yes. How many? There's 5. Show me the 5 hidden heart walls. Even, I odd, be even, 2, 4, 6. Pride, hidden heart wall. Shame, hidden heart wall. Shock, hidden heart wall. Unworthy, hidden heart wall. Worthless, hidden heart wall. Any more heart walls? No. Any more hidden heart walls? No. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's the level of severity of me not sending and receiving love with the heart wall? Is it 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0? Okay. Am I done? Yes? Now, imagine, Carol, even though it wasn't a thick heart wall or lots of trapped emotions around there, you know, so, and it's not just with relationships, but with customers and clients and just other kinds of relationships. So given that we removed lots of these orange cones, negative vibration, and you should see results, because when the energy changes, the results change. Because the results are always matching your vibe. So as soon as we change the vibe, you'll get different results.
I look forward to that. I mean, it's such an interesting process that you don't need me to understand it to be able to work with it. But I mean, energy, that we're all energy, so it makes sense that you have that ability to access the energy.
And people don't need to like it or believe it or understand it. You know, I'm just working with people that want to know about it. I'm helping lots of people remove chronic pain. You got a stiff neck, you can't bend over, your back hurts. All of that is these. These are all, you know, whenever we have an accident, all the emotions during the accident go to that spot, and these are it. So when you say you're carrying something in your back, you're probably carrying about 15 of them, and it's stopping you from lifting your arm or bending over or putting on a sock or a shoe or whatever it is. It's all trapped emotion related.
I think it's interesting because just like you, when I work with training on people with positivity, I'm only helping people who want that help. I've had so many people tell me, it's like, you need to talk to my boyfriend or my boss or whatever. I'm like, no, I need to work with the people who wants that work kind of thing. But as far as the trapped emotions, when you were talking about like the past relationships and things like that, it made me think of like when we're moving forward in our conscious mind, we may say something like, oh, here we go again, or, you know, where we're still in some way consciously reliving those past, but it's those trapped emotions that are even bringing that to the surface would be my guess. Is that correct?
Well, the trapped emotions are causing you to make decisions, right?
Okay, yeah.
Or to alter the decision. For me, because I'm a big guy, I've lost 40 pounds in a year, so I've been using this. In one hand, I say I want to have a happier, slender body, and then my little voice says, well, remember that time you were 12 years old and you decided or whatever? It's like, I didn't know that, but my subconscious mind then start to remove all these old decisions that I was made. And the decision was, you can't go ahead because the orange cone's in the way. I have to turn right now. So as soon as I get rid of all these things, then I start to eat differently and exercise differently because I get rid of all the pathways caused by those. And the pathway, that means going off the path because my old subconscious mind says you can't do it because of these.
So it's kind of almost a self-protection that those cones are.
Yeah, this is exactly what this is. And I keep doing that to illustrate around your heart. These are protecting your heart. They're protecting it from receiving love and protecting it from sending love. And they're very specific relationship experiences, right? Obviously, relationships in the heart.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that was covered in the Emotion Code book, or does he have an...
No,
okay.
It's covered in the Emotion Code book. It's called a heart wall, which means a wall of heart. Sorry, a wall around your heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just think this whole work is fascinating. Do you know, I know that you and John, who is going to be on the show as well, he's certified in the body code. What is the difference between the Emotion Code and the body code?
Well, the Emotion Code only works with trapped emotions, and the body code is much more complex. I'm not a body code practitioner, but it works with the people that have sometimes serious imbalances. In other words, there's something that's not working right. That's what an imbalance is. And, working on lots of more things than just, a chronic pain, these kind of blocks, money blocks, business blocks. He's helping people with illnesses and, body parts that aren't working properly. And then he also uses a lot of, he being body code practitioners, a lot of emotion code in the same work.
Okay, because that's what I thought, because I know that you've dealt with like helping people with chronic pains and things like that with the Emotion Code. So I just wasn't sure of the difference. I love this work. I think it's fascinating. And I first did it with Michael. I was part of a 4-week program for business planning. And I didn't know anything about it. So I was just watching him do it. I'm like, what the heck is this? And since then I've seen he's done a lot of shows on it. And it's, I'm in a program with him right now working on things. So I love sharing the information, and we will be back with more information on it. Yeah. Michael, is there anything else you want to add about?
I do want to tell you, on Saturdays, my friend John and I, it's called the Emotion Code Bros, and we do it at 9 o'clock on my Facebook page. But on Saturday, we worked with a woman that was just in the chat room. She wasn't even live. John and I were live. And on Saturday, we worked on people's food cravings. And we said, tell us what your food is. Tell us what your craving is. So a woman piped in, her name was Barb. She said, mine is toast and jam. That was her go-to. Serious enough that she came out and we couldn't see her, but she's typing toast and jam. So I did an emotion code session with her. It's Saturday at 9 o'clock. And today is Tuesday at 9 o'clock today. I talked to her. She hasn't had toast and jam. She never thought about toast and jam ever since then. It's completely out. Then and John did an emotion code session with the woman that was a macaroni addict. And she said, I'm addicted to macaroni. So we're going to hear from her Saturday. Heads up, I bet you she hasn't had macaroni since Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, but we'll wait and see. Because all those trapped emotions about all those food choices and food bad habits are decisions that you made, usually around anxiety or conflict or something. We make those decisions that we need to have that. So.
Well, and you have examples with your two sisters regarding that too, like on desserts was one of them.
Yeah, my sister Denise was going to Jamaica. I want to say Jamaica to an all-resort. Yeah, where they have, the dessert bar. And she said, I work so hard to get my body in shape. She said, I'm worried about, I have anxiety about desserts. Can you get rid of the anxiety? I said, I can get rid of the desserts. She said, please. So I did an emotion code session with her. She's in Eastern Canada. I want everybody to get it. This is distance healing. She's on the other side of the country. And wouldn't you know it, she went on April 6th, and she has not had desserts. And she's a waitress at a restaurant that sells like the big sky-high cakes. She hasn't licked her fingers. She hasn't had a dessert since April 6th.
Now,
My other sister, we got rid of chocolate. She was, she's picking at chocolate all the time. She hasn't had chocolate since. So
I have a question that you may not even have an answer to, but so like Denise no longer has, I mean, she hasn't eaten a dessert. If she were to have one, like at a wedding or something, I'm assuming that she could
have it, yeah.
Yeah, because the trapped emotions are gone, so she's no longer addicted to.
That's right. She can still enjoy it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I want to tell you a story about yesterday. So yesterday, I had a very busy day. I was doing a lot of emotion code, and in my head, I said, you know what? I want a chocolate. I want chocolate. And I had gotten rid of chocolate a long time ago, and I didn't worry, I'm falling off the wagon. It's like, no, I'm going to get a nice chocolate, and I'm going to get the kind where you break it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to eat it in a minute. And it's not what you eat, it's how you feel about what you eat.
Right.
So that was my deal. I was going to get a latte and go get a chocolate bar. I was all excited about it because I wasn't hiding it or guilt. It was like, Michael Losier's having a friggin' chocolate bar. This could have been my favorite kind. I even knew what it was. So I go to 7-Eleven, and it's a whole aisle of chocolate, and I was numb in front of it. I'm scanning. Do I want that one? Do I want that one? And you know what? I did not buy a chocolate bar. I could not decide, and I turned around and I saw peanuts, a bag of peanuts, and I thought, okay, that is a better choice to have peanuts than the chocolate bar. But I went with deciding. I was going to have a chocolate bar, and then I kept saying, oh, look at that, and I thought, no, you're allowed to have it. Like I'm having this whole conversation, and the voice says, don't do it. You don't need it. And I said, well, what else can you get? And I also got rid of chips because I like, because I used to eat not popping chips, but chips and chocolate. And now, same thing. I'm going by the chips, and I could feel the vinegar in the back of my mouth. Thinking, it was not a good feeling. So, if you have certain food, you out there watching, the emotion code can get rid of your desire and craving and addiction to it, or even interest in it. So, be careful.
I think that's what I find the most fascinating about, because right now I'm doing a program with you, and you had mentioned, if there's a specific food, and I'm a carbaholic, but I don't have a specific food that is a go-to kind of thing. So, I was not sure how that was going to work for me, but it's really truly about, for me, eating just 'cause it's there rather than wanting it.
Well, that would be yours, right? It's eat it 'cause it's there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still a trapped emotion.
It is. I was in the habit where I wouldn't buy anything that came in a 6-pack, like 6 muffins or 6 anything, because I would eat them all, right?
Yeah.
In the day, I would 6 muffins or a row of cookies, right? So I just wouldn't, I denied myself all that. So then that was a trapped emotion. And it's funny because when I grew up, we didn't have leftovers. My mother didn't even have Tupperware because we never had leftovers. So, if there was leftovers, she'd put it in the plate in the center of the stove after dinner, and then all us fat people would pick at it. So there was no leftovers at my house. So, when you bring 6 cookies home, you better eat them. But I used emotion code, and now I'm not even interested in buying it. But, I've seen myself buy something and say, you know what, just throw the rest out. And I'd throw like 4 of the 6 out or something like that. So so you can bring your behaviors, and you can say, well, I'm finding that, in the habit of going to Starbucks, I always want to get a dessert.
Right.
Well, you still want to go to Starbucks? We can get rid of the dessert that you get because it's a trigger, right?
Right.
Can I get you a dessert? Yeah. You weren't planning. We find out what the triggers are. So if you're triggered by getting dessert at Starbucks, we can get rid of that. But you can still go to Starbucks, If you're triggered to, want to eat at nighttime, whatever the triggers are. So it could be specific food.
It's fascinating, and you have seen a lot of success in all the, you've had personal success with it.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't be telling people if I wasn't successful, because I'd be lying. They'd say, well, dude, you're still big. Yeah, but I was bigger. I was 40 pounds bigger. So I have the receipts. I've got my fistful of receipts saying this is working. I'm 55 years old. I've tried everything. Oh, I tried that too. Oh, you're thinking about something I didn't try? Yeah, I tried it. I tried that one twice. Oh, the one you're thinking about, tried it 12 times. It didn't work. Emotion code did.
Right.
So as you know, the program I'm doing now is I'm giving people 40 emotion code sessions over 10 days. I think they all fell asleep yesterday, though. The group I had this morning, there was 5 people in the group, and they said, "Oh, I crashed about 2:00," and so they all had a big nap yesterday. I told them, I said, "You're going to have a good sleep," but I didn't mean during the day. I meant like overnight.
Since you brought it up, I don't think we've ever discussed it here on Positive Focus. I know what you mean by receipts, but can you explain that for people?
Yes. Well, it's not my term. It's Wendy Williams' term, the talk show Wendy Williams. She talks about having receipts, and receipts is proof. So when I talk about having receipts, my sister's receipt is that she doesn't, she doesn't have dessert anymore. So a receipt is something that to prove you're receivable, right? Here's a receipt for your purchase. Here's a receipt for your dinner. Here's a receipt showing the results. So we use the word receipts lightly to say, "Oh, I've got receipts right here. Here's my proof. This shirt is proof. The clothes I'm wearing is proof. Go back to my website. You'll see 196 weeks ago with my first episode. Like that was, you compare, that's proof. Like, look at his receipts."
Well, and I love the receipts. I mean, I could talk to you all day, of course, but I love the receipts because it is, again, about showing, finding the proof that it's worked before for you to keep you inspired to continue. I mean, it's a law of attraction thing. So,
and one of the things that I used around the emotion code, which is very important, is to get rid of the anxiety. Now, here's 3 areas. Now, in the program, people will get this. First, just the anxiety about losing weight. What's anxiety? On a scale of 1 to 10, most people it's a 10. We get rid of that. The next one, the anxiety about maintaining it. And then the next one, the anxiety about getting off the wagon. And that was mine. I think, oh, when am I going to catch myself at the Chinese buffet like a trough at a barn? When am I going to catch myself at the bulk food candy? I always had that. When am I going to, when's this one going to end? Yeah. When am I going to say frig it and just quit this one? And that was all the anxiety. So when I get rid of those, because right now I don't have that. I get rid of it. It's like, I don't have the thought, when's this going to end? Well, it's not going to end. It's just getting better and better. And before, I would have never lasted a year. I'm in this to a year now with all the changes. I don't know that I've ever lasted a year, ever. Well, obviously I didn't. I was like super overweight and I was 55 years old. So anyway, if you're listening and you're stimulated, do yourself a favor, check out the emotion code and know that you have the power to check into your subconscious mind and say, get rid of those decisions that I made.
Yeah, it's really powerful work. I will post Michael's links to it. Tomorrow, he does a show every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time on his page, Michael Losier. What's going on tomorrow? Not tomorrow, this is Tuesday.
Yeah. Friday's a good show, actually. Friday, one of the things, I'm the author of the book Law of Attraction for folks that might not know me. Yeah. So 2.5 million copies in 37 languages. And as a result of doing that, I got a lot of people wanting me to teach them how to be Law of Attraction facilitators. I certified 440 people in 37 countries. This Friday, I'm doing my live Facebook show for trainers, coaches, and teachers. And I'm going to be giving you accelerated learning techniques. These are techniques that help accelerate the learning from the student. And I'm going to be giving some of those. They come from my certification training program, but I'm going to give them to you and you can start practicing. Now, Carol, you know this. My promise is that as a facilitator that uses this methodology, they'll get 100% participation in the first 22 seconds. 22 seconds. You'll have 100% of the people raise their hand. Are you doing that now? Didn't think so. So it's Friday live. If you can't make it live at 9 o'clock, we always keep the Facebook Live on that page. It's Michael Losier Fans, and you can post-watch it. Get a pen and paper ready. My other book is an NLP book, so I'm going to talk about the connection between NLP and accelerated learning techniques so you really get it and understand it.
And your third book, which is just now out, which we talked about a week or so ago, I am doing in a book club. It'll be an online book club, and then if you're in Chicago, in-person book club in July. And it should be on the Positive Focus page, but if not, I'll include a link on that. And it has great tools or exercises on how to discover what your passion is. He's not telling you should be a lawyer or a dentist or a garbage collector, but he is helping you identify what brings you joy, and then you can focus on it from there. It's
Yeah.
I'm not finished with that book. I've read it mostly, but I haven't done the exercises yet. So I'm looking forward to doing that with the book club. And also what's up for me is come with me in September to Croatia, where I'm starting my Embrace the World tours, where each year we're going to go someplace new and do some type of service act while we're in that community. This time it's going to be free hugs, and it's a 7-day cruise along the Dalmatian coast. And most of it's just going to be pure, well, it's always fun with me. But mostly it's just going to be vacation. I'm not doing any workshops. Of course, if you spend time with me, you're going to get some positivity training, whether you want it or not. But that's in September, and I'll post a link to that as well. So, Michael, we'll have you back, and John.
Yep. And
maybe do some more trainings with people in the audience to have a session done on them. And we'll certainly have you back. Maybe we should do one where we take, I don't know if we could do it in a half an hour or 45 minutes, but like take somebody through a couple of the exercises in your life's purpose. Or
Yeah. We can take them through the first exercise, where the elimination process, and then we'll narrow the list down. Because in the book I talk about, there's 60 fulfillment needs on the book, and we could help people narrow them down, because you have to carry these throughout the book, right? So you don't want to carry, even if you can get it to half would be nice. So we could work on that together. That'd be fun.
Okay, great. So everybody, thank you for joining us. I'll go back in comments and post some links for you to find more information about Michael. He has the Friday show and then the Saturday show, and I don't know when we'll have him back, but I can guarantee it will be as soon as he says yes to me. So thank you, everyone. Yeah, thanks, Michael. Everyone have a great day. And remember, you matter. You matter to me. You matter to the world. And most importantly, you matter to you. So we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.
See you, everybody.